Yeah, she was gonna. My birth mother's name was Joanna, and she was gonna name, like I said, she was gonna name me Harrison. And then my biological brothers, convinced her to put me up for adoption because they were like, it was not a good living situation. They were
Right.
like, they didn't. It was so bad that they didn't want me to grow up in the same manner in which they were.
They did. Wow.
Yeah, and so she was like, okay, and they were searching for places to get me adopted. They didn't want me to be in foster care.
Right.
They wanted to find me a family before I
Mhm.
was born, and yeah, they did. And so like I think like at some point like into her pregnancy, I think she was like halfway into her pregnancy with me, they found my parents. And that was just the craziest part, is that she was like, it could have been a coincidence, sure, but
Mhm.
she was like, yeah, she was like, well, she was also my birth mother was also a believer. My
Yeah.
parents are believers, so she was like, yeah, I really want his name to be Harrison. And my parents were like, that's what we were wanting to name him, so that's pretty cool. She was also an artist. Like, that's what she did full time. She painted.
Yeah.
And one of the other craziest things that makes me think that it was also God's hand was that before um, I don't know if it was before I was born, but right after I was born, like she painted a picture for me and my older sister. My parents had also adopted my older sister,
Yeah.
so she knew she was handing me over to a family where I had an older sibling.
Okay, yeah.
And she met my older sister in the process of me being handed over to my family, and so she painted a picture for me and my older sister. Mind you, I'm a baby, like at this time, like I'm like an infant, like I just been born when she's like painting this picture. Like she has no clue what I'm gonna look like when I'm 5 years old, or what
Right.
Haley's gonna look like. She doesn't know where we live or anything like that. Like she's handing me over to my family, and it's like, all right, God bless, they like take care of my son, but
Right.
like there's like very limited contact. There's only like letters that we were writing,
Yeah.
that she was writing to my parents. It was like, it's a semi-closed process. She painted a picture of me and my older sister holding hands, standing in front of a house with the sunset in the background. It was like a very detailed picture, right?
Yeah.
And she painted that like in 2004. Well, I'd never seen that painting. It was up in my parents, like my parents they'd given it to my parents as a gift.
Right.
She'd given it to my parents as a gift, and my parents had it in the attic, just sitting up there in the attic. Completely forgot about it. Like all of us completely forgot about it. It was in the attic. So me and Haley take a picture. Somebody takes a picture of me and Haley. I'm not even joking. I'm so serious. I'm so
Oh,
serious.
man.
I'm so serious, bro. At some point, like later when we moved into our house, we moved into a house.
Yeah.
It was like we had just moved into this like house, right? My family, we were in this home we were living in, and me and my sister were holding hands, standing in front of our house with the sunset in the background, and we took that picture. And so we knew like we had that picture, but time goes on, and we are in the attic, and me and my sister, and I think maybe my aunt or something, like we're going through like the stuff that we have in the attic,
Right.
and we come across this painting, and I'm like, this is wild. Like, who painted this? And then we're like, oh wait, Joanna, like it's got her thing on it. And I was
Yeah.
like, wait a second. It's like, doesn't this look like the picture that we took? And we go and look, and it's like almost a 1-to-1
That's
to the picture that
wild.
me and Haley took. Yeah, out front of the house. And so that's another thing that I was like, I'm not gonna say, I don't think she was like, I know, like I see the future. Like, no,
Yeah.
I don't think she was like that. But I think that,
God had a hand.
yeah, I don't, yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. But